Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Freelancer or Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we're attempting to make ourselves over to Tower 29 as we are attempting to continue our escape from Leeds.
Please come in. Something is very wrong here.
And behold, a Rhineland Battleship.
Let's get out of here.
Are you flying through the universe? Are we flying through the universe?
Unfortunately, we are no longer able to use the trade lane that we were going to use because the Rhinelanders that appeared out of literally nowhere decided to shut it the fuck down.
Well, it's nice that the game invents reasons for us to be in a combat situation.
No, we are running away because we cannot take down a battleship.
I mean, you could try. I'm sure there's an achievement involved.
It's 2003, Mr. Cloud. Achievements don't exist yet.
Right, but an achievement is predicated on doing that, making a video game event happen at which you have a probability of failure. You know, like how many werewolves did you take down in the opening sequence of Resident Evil Village? Because you can either ignore them and take the arrow to the knee to end the cutscene, or you could fight them off and then still take an arrow to the knee and get in the cutscene.
So now where are we off to? Because we can't make it over to Tower 29.
Everybody, into the trade lane, quick!
We're going, Tobias.
Into the vortex.
And
What's our plan?
the dialogue started the second that the jump gate picked us up onto the trajectory.
Not functional? You mean this is a dead end? They disrupted the trade lane. There.
Oh,
now
no.
we have to take down
Looks like we'll have to fight some more dudes.
Two more Rhineland gunboats.
But there's an intermittent jump hole nearby. It might not work, but
Do a barrel roll.
I'm uploading the coordinates. We need to buy them some time. Trent, you and I
Shoot him at the green thing.
Everybody else, get to that jump hole and wait for us there.
So as Annotations Greta mentions here, the intermittent jump holes are tied very specifically to story missions. They just straight up do not work during the free play campaign, and it is because of this that one of the earlier versions of the mod that I'm running, which is an HD mod, effectively, straight up did not work for me for the longest time because there's a story mission that shuts down one of the intermittent jump holes after you go through it. No, it's not this one, mind you. It's one that happens a bit later on. But because of that, it took me a couple of years in order to get the mod working appropriately, so that I could actually record this game.
It's amazing how many mods and how much jumping through hoops we got to do to not only play a game, but also present it for the world.
I was actually amazed that this was mostly working the first time. I was able to find it, because this has been fully abandoned by its original publisher, but because the original publisher effectively no longer exists.
Right.
It happened a lot in those days, my friends, and it's happening more often now. We just don't. We just hear about it more.
80s animated TV shows, abandoned and bastardized.
Are you being followed?
No. We have to leave the system. What's the status of the jump hole?
I've taken some readings. Seems to be phase aligned. We should.
No, that's that.
Good. What are we waiting
That
for?
answer of no that Tobias gave was a little dubious.
I will make sure that no Rhinelanders are following
Like,
us.
almost like he took a second to think of how best to say it in order to be so convincing in his assertion that they're not being followed.
It's important that you picked up on that, although I attributed that specifically to his accent.
No sign of them, but I'm sure they'll be back. We need to keep moving.
Well, you know, language has a funny way of hiding one's true intentions.
Once again, we're in your debt, Mr. Tobias. If Rhineland keeps openly attacking targets in Bertonia. It could easily lead to a full-scale war.
Yes, it could.
I don't understand. Do you think all of this is happening because of the artifact?
It could be. We need to find a safe haven and perform a thorough analysis of the object.
Hard to believe it all hinges on a message to some bartender. I hope this Crest wasn't playing games. Or setting a trap.
I mean, most of the people that set traps for us, you know, actually talk to us first, Miss Judy, so...
Heh.
And while they definitely talk to Quintain first, you know, that Quintain's an asshole. You don't need to trap Quintain anywhere. He just needs to, you know, stay on his, stay in his backwater.
Talk to the bartender.
We should all land to make repairs and rearm ourselves.
Yes, buy more shield batteries.
Acknowledged. Your request to
Right. So you guys go to your own bartender and your own shop and all this stuff. Do the things. Spend the money that we don't count. Buy the things that we can't see. And meanwhile, we're gonna do the actual work because we actually have an inventory. We actually have credits in our wallet.
I mean, it's implied pretty heavily that Tobias and Junie have credits. I'd be surprised if Sinclair and Quintain do, though.
Right, but they don't share inventory. You don't, like, have a chance to say, like, oh, you're on my team now, so now I get to determine how powerful you are.
That is correct. But then again, the big reason for that is because our allies are, you know, locked to their specific boats.
And that this game is not called Freelancers. It's called Freelancer in the singular. As in, we're only managing one Freelancer ship. We're only managing one Freelancer's cargo and money.
Which is a good thing for us, honestly. Ooh, the Scrambler. Unfortunately, both the Scrambler and the Sun Fury 1 are actually significantly less powerful than our Skyrail. But the Sun Fury 1 does have twice the firing speed, so.
Right, I would think for gunships or gunboats, I should say, that provide like a really big target, then I would want a slower fire rate but more firepower. If I was dogfighting in outer space against these tiny ass ships that dodge easily, then I would want a high rate of fire, albeit at the sacrifice of firepower.
Which is why we usually stick to the things that have got a 4.0 fire speed, and you know, and balance out are in a happy middle between the firepower and fire
There
rate.
actually was a message for Quintain.
Apparently, the Crest base is not far. It's in a secret location on the far side of this system. The bartender gave me a set of coordinates. I'm uploading them now. My friends, I will take my leave.
The bartender also gave me a really stiff brandy, so if I start flying funny, do take care to message me and make sure that I'm
Quintain better
awake.
not be flying from. We have to go fly through. Well, next to rather an asteroid field.
Trent, get these people to safety.
I do love a warm glass of brandy.
Good luck to all of you.
All right, everybody, let's get moving.
Yeah, I don't trust Tobias
Oh,
anymore.
but why not?
Ships have been sighted in the area. He suggested that
Because he's already dropped too many clues. Then the game would have to do a reversal on the reversal that I detect in order to correct how I should feel about this character.
frequently operates in this area, and then he gave me these coordinates. That's all. Unfortunately, the field will only provide us with cover for half of the way. After that, we'll have to fly through open space.
Which means, of course, that we are going to get ambushed again. Like 90% of the game's story encounters are ambushes, Mr. Cloud. It's kind of tiring.
We're at the edge of the field. From now on.
Well, I mean, you can't hardly see anything, at the edges of the screen, except for the asteroids at times. Going to go to a planned encounter. They are expecting us there at 5 o'clock. We shan't be late.
This is the Rhineland Battleship Schiller. Cut your engines.
It's another
Yes,
ambush.
another ambush of a Rhineland battleship paired with a bunch of gunboats.
Trent? I'm picking up new contacts coming in very fast.
Professor Quintain.
Oh shit, you can actually see the pilots inside these ships.
Chris, how did you know? No time to explain. We're uploading coordinates. Professor, you and the freighter have to fly there as quickly as you can. We'll try to hold off the Rhineland fleet.
Really clever way of showing these objects in motion is by showing objects that are going in the opposite direction, or that appear to be going in the opposite direction because they're standing still while the ships are moving.
Roger that.
And so, the Leeds military has successfully engaged in an open war action against the Rhineland fleet by torpedoing down a Rhineland battleship.
Engage the Rhineland ships. We have to buy
So now the factions are starting to starting to escalate tension.
Ahem. Run away!
to hit them hard.
All hands to emergency stations.
But Mr. Gerdat, we're not running away.
Mostly because we actually have to kill one of the either one of the cruisers or one of the gunboats in order to actually have the ability to run away. But we already spent all of the shield batteries that we just got.
Fight or flight game. Do I fight or do I fly?
So much for all those credits that we just spent on shield batteries. Bleh.
It's all right. We'll get more
Eventually,
credits.
yes, but you know we have to engage in free play in order to get more credits, Mr. Cloud.
Well, can't spell free play without free. Freely accessible. Executed and initiated at no cost.
So this ends up being one of the more recursive annoyances and complaints when it comes to the story aspects of Freelancer. Since we're always fighting things that are significantly outgun us, if you come into these fights unprepared, like imagine if we hadn't actually restored our shield batteries, you just straight up die like immediately. And because the game's autosave is a bit wonky, this can actually set you back anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on how far back it decides to screw you.
No, I mean, we were just at a shop. You can save the game
Yes,
at
and that would
shops.
be 10 minutes back.
That doesn't seem that bad. But, I mean, yeah, you do raise a good point, and the player should be well aware that the game is getting more difficult around them. Do be prepared. Get the upgrades in on time. You should have a routine method for repairing and restocking before you leave the area where you could save the game. Because that is a solid, recognizable convention that goes across like Resident Evil series or hell, even Pokemon. That there are areas where you're supposed to rest, refuel, restock, and get yourself ready, and then the actual game arena, like right here, for example, in outer space and combat, where you exhaust those resources and you run the risk of getting a game over.
Yeah. Apparently, we've actually done enough damage to the battleship to almost take it down. This is a complaint that I end up having for the entirety of the game. I really, really wish that our story fights actually guaranteed shield battery drops. Nanobots I can go with or without. That's fine. But shield batteries, you end up spending like water for most of the fucking campaign.
Oh, that was detonated on a timer.
Alright, gunboat is down. Got one other gunboat to go take down.
I'm trying, game. I'm trying to destroy the Rhineland fleet.
Thanks to all of our allies, we were able to successfully survive this space skirmish.
We made it. We're at the coordinates.
Yay, Quantain made it out.
All fighters, disengage and return home.
Show me the way to go home.
And so now we gotta fly all the way over to where Quintain is. I think he's actually parked outside a jump hole. Let's see. We picked up some Starkiller torpedoes. And some more H fuel.
I thought it was over. How'd you find us?
The bartender on Chicago contacted us. Cress immediately sent us to find you. Rhineland ships have been spotted.
No, these bartenders are gonna start coming after us. Oh, you think that polishing glasses and pouring shots is all that they're good at? They're cold-blooded killers off duty.
We need to keep moving. The jump hole to Tau 23 is
What if every character in this game is either flying a ship or serving drinks at night?
The issue with that, of course, is that night isn't really a thing when you have to deal with space because planets.
Right, because night is relative to the planet.
Yeah.
Right. The explosive gas
Yes, if you
zone.
fly into one of these explosive gas pockets, you immediately die.
Holy shit. Okay, this is happening now.
We'll have a similar field-based obstacle quite a bit later when it comes to deep sea mines. In the next episode, we will finally make it to Tau 23 and hopefully get to say hello to Cress. Be safe, everybody.
There's the jump hole.
Oh, it's a gas.